up? Hello everybody, my name is Kadian and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to all of you out there. This is the first time I'm making a video for the new year, so even though it's like January 22nd? Yeah, Happy New Year. So let's see what has been happening for the new year so far. I hope that you guys have had a very productive new year so far. 22 days in. Hope some new year's resolution was set. You're putting some plans to paper and making it happen. So since I haven't been here since last year, where I was supposed to be doing Vlogmas, but that didn't happen because what usually happens is that I get super busy during the holidays, and I recorded some video but I didn't get to post it. So I'm gonna try to post some of the footage that I have, some from last year. Kinda, maybe we'll see what happens, right?
Your point is an elephant.
Start with New Year's Day. So New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, me and my boyfriend went to the city, New York City. Woo! We live in New York, but we don't really go to the city very often, and yeah, even though it's still New York, it's still an enjoyable time. So we stayed in a hotel in the city, right in the middle of the city, not too far from Times Square, where they had the ball drop event happening. So we were like literally in walking distance of Times Square. Cool. So we went there New Year's Eve, and the check-in of the hotel was 4 o'clock. So we got there like a little bit after 4, like 4:30, and yeah, I have to go from the top now. So when we get to the hotel, they were like not ready yet, so the room wasn't ready yet. And they're like, oh, wait for a little bit, like probably 30 to 40 minutes, which was more like an hour kind of thing, or maybe I'm just exaggerating, but it's closer to an hour that we were waiting. And it was so freaking cold in the lobby because where the chairs are, it's literally right across from the door. So the lobby had like little seating area, and it was literally across from the door, and then every time the door would open, the cold air would just waft in, and it was freezing, right? And I don't like the cold, and the longer I was there, I was getting more irritable because the cold stresses me out and it annoys me because I'm not used to the cold, right? I'm from Jamaica. Cool. So I was a little bit annoyed, not because it was just cold, I was also cold, but because I initially wanted to go there even earlier, like 12 o'clock, because other hotels that I've stayed in the past, they generally allowed you to sign in or check in at around 12 o'clock. So I thought that's how all the hotels were like. Well, the hotels that I've stayed mostly at were like the Marriott hotels. So they always allowed us to check in earlier than later, but I guess Embassy Suite is not like that, because that's where we stayed. Hilton Embassy Suite, well, sort of a branch of the Hilton hotels. So yeah, so when we went there after 4 now, like 4:30, and the rooms were not ready, I was like, okay, I'm really annoyed now, because I had plans. I wanted to get there early just to check in. I'm not going to get there early and sleep in the hotel room, but I wanted to check in so that we could like do a bunch of stuff before night came down, and we could go to the ball drop, which is like all the way in the night. But we had to rearrange some of our plans. They had like drinks at 5 o'clock on the 4th floor or something like that. So we're like, oh, let's go check out the 4th floor, and maybe it's warmer, we can drink some juice and be fine. We went to the elevator, went up, and realized that yeah, you can't control the elevator without the key card. So we were just like going up in vain. Back to the first floor now, the ground floor, and I'm like, really? That was such a waste of time. So we went back, we sat down, we waited again, and we're like, I'm already getting impatient, I'm already getting bored. I get bored very easily. I'm not with this. Can't do this. So now I'm bugging my boyfriend like, you go say something to them, because I'm cold, I'm irritable, and I don't like waiting. He went to talk to them. They're like, oh, it's not ready yet still, but here's a key card. You can now, we can give you this key card so you can go to the fourth floor, because, you know, we weren't able to do that the first time we tried, because nobody decided to mention that you needed the keys to go up the floor anyways, but they told us about it. So he gets the key card. We're like, okay, we're gonna go up to the fourth floor. Immediately there's like a rush of people coming into the elevator. I don't know if it was like a whole family or just like an airplane just landed and everybody was just appeared there at the same time. So now there's a line for the elevator. There's a line for the elevator, and these elevators are so freaking slow. So eventually we're waiting, people are going in, we're still waiting for more elevators to come because we can't all fit in the same elevator because there's like a line of people. We're almost at the front of the line waiting for the next elevator to come down, and then one of the receptionists came over and she was like, she called us some sort of name like Robinson or Brown or something. None of us are called Brown or Robinson or whatever name she was calling us. My last name is Thomas. My boyfriend's last name is Matthews. So we're just looking at everybody like, who's this Johnson person? Who's this person that she calling? You? We're just all like, there's like a whole line of people looking around at each other like, who's she calling? And then she's like staring at us, and then everybody starts staring at us like, she's calling you, and I'm looking at like, that's not our name. She's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And I'm like, no, what do you mean, sure, same thing? No, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. If you're gonna call somebody by their name, call them by their proper name. And then she had the audacity to look like she was annoyed or upset because we didn't answer to the wrong name right away. Like, you can't expect somebody to just be like, oh, me? You're calling me the wrong name? Sure, yeah, I understand that. Because there's also a full line of people. So it would have been a different situation if it was just the two of us standing there and they're like, hey,
Johnson.
But like us, no, we're not done, so anyone will carry it out. But we're looking around like, is it you? Is it you? Like, we don't know who she's calling because you're calling the wrong name, and we're not the only one there, so we're not gonna assume that you're calling us by the wrong name, because why would we? Followed her, gave us our room key. Our room was finally ready. Went up there, expected to be amazed, and it was a good room. It was the view was really nice. The bed was really big, as usual per hotels. It was a king size bed, so yeah, we paid for that. Expected. It was also, to my surprise, a little bit smaller than I'm used to when it comes to rooms.
Point is an elephant.
Yeah.
For the last 10 minutes.
Really?
Not going down, yeah. We want to go full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing that.
Alright.
To the fourth floor now to get the complimentary drinks that we were told about. Then sit in the room, chill for a while, rest, eat some snacks, something, get some food to eat or something, until it was time for the ball drop, and then we'll just go to the ball drop and watch that and come back. We got the drinks. The drinks was good. They were complimentary, so it's even better. Came back to the room, drank those. Then we went to a nearby pizza place to get pizza, and we ate that. It was alright. It wasn't that great. And let me add, for the pizza place, I don't remember what this pizza place is called. I was supposed to leave them a review, but I forgot. You escaped my wrath. But wasn't really fond of the customer service from the pizza place either, because it was like, so we went in and we were looking on the website before we went in. So on the website it made it look like they sold a variety of different food, which they probably do during the day, but not so much at night. At certain times I guess they shut off certain areas, so we were going in expecting like pastas and different things, but when there was only the pizza area that was open. So we went in the restaurant or pizza place and we looked around. Everything else was closed, so we were like, okay, fine, let's get pizza then, because neither of us wanted pizza, but we're like, all they have is pizza, and we got here, so we're getting pizza. So we went to the cashier and to order our pizza and get it, but apparently that's not how it worked. It was, you go order the pizza, get the pizza, and then they bring it to the cashier and then you pay for it. Cool. So my boyfriend had a question about I think the crab pizza. He wanted to know like what else was on it. It was just the crab, or was it other stuff? Because he wanted to know like if there's anything that he was allergic to, or it was just pizza sauce with crab meat on it or whatever. So then he asked the cashier, and she was just looking at us like, what? Order over there, go ask. And we're like, okay. I find it hard to believe that you did not know the answer to this question since you work here, but sure, we'll go over there and ask that person on that side. Went to the other side of the table, or desk, whatever you want to call it, serving area, and the guy was like, yeah, what I can do for you. So my boyfriend asked him now, okay, what's on this crab pizza that you guys have? And then he was like, oh, that's the other guy. And I'm like, what the f is wrong with these people? Went over to the other guy, which is, mind you, in between the cashier and the other guy that we spoke to first. So I'm like, why did the cashier just not say, hey guy next to me, what's in this pizza? Or be like, oh, ask this guy right here, instead of sending us all the way to the end of the counter to ask the other guy at the end of the counter for him to send us back to the guy that's standing next to the cashier. Don't know. Cool, fine, go to him. But then ask him again, what is on, please somebody tell me what is on this crab pizza. And he goes, oh yeah, we don't have no crab pizza. And it's like, does that answer the question though? Does it? Doesn't answer the question. What is on the pizza? Crab, pizza sauce and cheese would be an answer, but we don't have it available right now would be a good answer, because in the event that he wanted to get the crab pizza another day, he would have known what was on the pizza instead of having to come back say a day and a time when pizza was available to then ask what's on the pizza, to then find out that there's something on the pizza that he cannot eat. Why wouldn't you just answer the question? Is my question. Just answer the question. It's cool. Or like, okay, this is interesting. Fun time. So we ordered us the regular plain cheese pizza, waited for it, got the juice. Everything was super expensive because it's the city, of course. Went back to our room, ate the pizza, waited for around the time when the ball dropping was happening, and we left the hotel room like 11-ish, I would say, and then we began to walk towards where we had to go to Times Square. So we walk past, I think, Bryant Park, and go to that subway area where you could walk to Times Square, and it was raining, so that was a fun time. So literally walking there, I was soaked, but we managed to get some sort of shelter on the way there. But after we got intermingled with all the other crowd of people that was like there forever, everybody was, with their raincoat on. One person had an umbrella, but apparently umbrella wasn't something that you were able to bring, so we didn't bring ours. So yeah, we literally jumped into the center of the crowd like minutes before the countdown began, and we saw the ball when it was there, and then the countdown begins with 10, 9, 8, 7, and then the ball disappears. I'm like looking up, trying to record everything. There's like water in my eyes, washing my makeup. Everything was burning, but it was still fun because it was just like, it's a mass of people. Everybody felt so together, happy, great times. But my eyes burned and I could barely see because there was makeup washing into my eyes. So yeah, that was the situation. Even though we were only there for a short period of time, it was actually really fun because it kind of feels weird. Like, we're literally at a hotel watching the TV at the ball dropping and the performance and all the games that they were playing and whatever, and watching I forgot his name, but he had like a bus escorting people to the ball drop, and then we just like went there and we saw the stage and the people and Carson and the singers, and we're like, this feels really weird, like you teleported through time or something. It was just like a very like, ooh, kind of weird feeling.
We were just there. That's exactly where we were. We were standing right there at the corner of that. Yep, we were standing right below that.
Next day. Wait, I need a snack. I literally can't remember what we did the next day. What did we do the next day? Oh, okay, I remember. Cool. So next day, some things that I wanted to do while I was in the city was an escape room, maybe see the Rockets, do ice skating at Rockefeller Center, and just eat a bunch of food, probably go shopping, and yeah, that was it. Next day, the escape room that we wanted to go to was closed because, holidays, whatever. So we had to search for another escape room because we were going to one, right? So we found another one. We booked the time, but it was like in the evening. So like, oh, now we have a bunch of time to do a bunch of other stuff until it was time to go to the escape room, right? So we went, we went to actually go to we went to Rockefeller Center first to do ice skating. I got there was a massive amount of people. There were so many people on the ice, so many people watching. I was like, yeah, I've never ice skated before, so this might not be a good idea, because I was going there with the hopes of like, oh, we're gonna learn how to ice skate, that's gonna be fun. But when we got there, figured it wouldn't be that much fun when you're falling on your ass and hundreds of people are watching you. And two, you're gonna be hindering everybody else that's ice skating and knows how to skate, because you're gonna be like falling over the place and like tripping everybody. So that's not gonna be a good idea. We're gonna do that another time. So that was fun. Took some pictures, then we left there. Then we're like, okay, we have so much like other things to do now. We were walking around for a bit. We're like, let's go find food because I'm starving, because I'm always hungry. We walked past Old Navy and we're like, oh, let's go to Old Navy and let's go shopping. That stuff was on sale. And then we went to the escape room. Okay, so the escape room was in walking distance. So that's so fast. The escape room was in walking distance of the hotel, so we got there pretty quickly. And I don't know how people found that escape room or how they were able to get to the escape room, because I feel like, and this has happened to us before, but I feel like finding the room itself was a part of the mystery. So there was like 4 other people there that may or may not have known each other. They seemed kind of like they knew each other. So we joined that group, and we were a part of this escape room where pretty much it's like a power plant. Well, not a power plant, some sort of plant, and you're supposed to make sure like you manage the temperature and all the settings and things not overeating and some weird stuff, right? So when you go into the escape room first, you'll see like these computer screens that have a different like knobs to turn and gauge to adjust and all that fun shenanigans. So we go in there, and like this is like the second time we're doing an escape room, and we're always locked. So I'm like, what is supposed to happen now? Because I have no idea. So we're looking at the screens like, okay, oh, we're supposed to fix these to stabilize the plant so it doesn't explode. But how do we fix them? And we're looking for all these clues, and needless to say, we lost because we didn't know what we were doing. Still fun though. And I really want to do an escape room with just me by myself, or me and my boyfriend, or me and people that I already know, because I feel like we'd then be able to communicate better, because everybody has a different idea of what works or what doesn't work. And then because you don't know these people, you don't want to be rude, you're like, okay, fine, I guess you can do it that way. And it never works. So the checkout for the hotel was 12 o'clock, right? Which baffles my mind because check-in is 4 o'clock, right? Assuming that they would have to allow you to check out early to clean all the rooms. But if that is the case, why then were our rooms not ready when we got there at 4:30, whatever? We had to still wait. I feel like you're cheating some time here, because we're paying literally for the time, not just the room, but for the time that we spend there. So it's like, why? Another thing I love this hotel is that the room service kind of sucks, because they don't come during, so most people go to a hotel and they go to do things during the day. I would assume at night they come back and they sleep at night. I don't know if that hotel has a different like thing that goes on at night, and people sleep in during the day and then they leave at night to go party or club. And I guess that could be a possibility, but they don't clean the room during the day. Like when we come back and the room is still dirty. There's no linens and whatever. There's no like towels or fresh cloths put out. It's just the same, right? And then later in the night they come knocking like, oh, like housekeeping. We're like, no, because where we're gonna go? We're now back from our long ass day. We're here to sleep and rest. Come back tomorrow at a more appropriate time where we leave again and go somewhere else. And then so the room didn't get cleaned that day. We leave, and before we leave the next day, we're like, we call the front desk and we're like, oh, can you send up house cleaning to clean the room now, because we're gonna be out for a while. So since we'll be out for a while, then they'll have more than enough time to clean the room before we come back. We come back and the room is not clean, and they're like, are you kidding me? But yeah, that's been my New Year's Eve / New Year's into New Year's, and yeah, that was it. So for my New Year so far, nothing major has happened. I mean, it's 22 days in, but if we're talking about plans that we have for this year coming, so this year I want to do more promotion of my book. I know last year I took a break from social media and from promoting my book in general, so this year I want to do more promoting of my book. So I want to go to more book events, more book festivals, and more bookish things. So stay tuned to see like what I do in the upcoming year, and as these plan progresses, you'll hear more about what I'll be doing and where I'll be going and where you can see me and see my book and all that fun stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again next time when I post a new video. Don't forget to click the thumbs up if you like this video and want to see more like this, and subscribe to see future videos from me. Thank you guys. Bye.